Hello, this is Joan Maroney, your Mother of Mercy Messenger, with your Fast Friday lesson for today. And today I want to answer a question that we received a day or two ago. Can you please enlighten me about when and why the Catholic 40-day Lenten fast was officially changed to 2 days of fasting on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday? She says, I've heard that it was changed in 1966. Well, all right, let's talk about this real quick. First of all, the entire season of Lent, the 40 days of Lent, is a penitential season. This is the official teaching of the church. The bishops say that we ask urgently and prayerfully, this is from the USCCB, from their 1966 statement, that we, as people of God, make of the entire Lenten season a period of special penitential observance. Okay, so the whole season of Lent, we're called to prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And the bishops make clear that this is to be done out of love for the Lord and love for our neighbor. But then the church does give us some guidelines, as we all know, and these are always to be considered minimum guidelines. And so what do they call us to do? The bishops say that we declare that the obligation both to fast and to abstain from meat, an obligation observed under a more strict formality by our fathers in the faith, still binds on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. No Catholic Christian will lightly excuse himself from so hallowed an obligation on the Wednesday, which solemnly opens the Lenten season. Of course, they're talking about Ash Wednesday, and on that Friday called Good, because on that day, Christ suffered in the flesh and died for our sins. So yes, fasting is required on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. So what does fasting mean? Again, the church gives us a guideline for this. This doesn't mean that we starve ourselves, but it means in the minimum that we can eat one full meal and 2 smaller meals that don't total up to a full meal. Now, again, everybody can do that. And again, this is kind of like the limit. 1 full meal and 2 smaller meals, so you can have a decent lunch. You can have a nice dinner during the day. Maybe for breakfast, you have some toast, or in the evening, a bowl of soup. So I don't think any of us can have an excuse not to be able to do that. We eat so much in this country anyway, and that they do say that the early fathers in the faith were more strict on fasting. I know when reading the life of Saint Faustina in Poland, the entire Lenten season, they wouldn't even eat eggs, no meat the entire Lenten season. So it's up to us to fast as much as we can and to abstain as much as we can from all things that we like, to offer it as a form of penance. But the guidelines are, again, for sure, we must do this on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. One meal, a regular meal, a full meal, and 2 smaller meals that don't total up to a full meal. And so who has to do this? Again, the church guidelines are, it's obligatory from age 18 to 59, to the year before you turn 60. So from 18 to 59, you must fast. This is the church law. This is a precept of the church. The 4th precept of the church from Catechism of the Catholic Church, number 2043, says, you shall observe the days of fasting and abstinence established by the church. It's one of the 5 precepts of the church. We're not going to get into all of them here. We will during this season of Lent, though. But to be a Catholic in good standing, you have to observe the days of fasting and abstinence. So I think we've covered the fasting part. Now let's talk about the abstinence. What do they mean by abstinence? Abstinence during Lent means that we abstain from meat on the Fridays of Lent. And the bishops say they are confident that no Catholic Christian will lightly hold himself excused from this penitential practice. That's kind of strong words, that no Catholic Christian will lightly hold himself excused from this penitential practice. So, ladies and gentlemen, during Lent, to be a Catholic in good standing, to follow the precepts of the church, we are not to eat meat on Fridays during Lent. Now, who does that cover? Fasting, we said, is required, obligatory for 18 to 59, but Church Canon Law 1252, and this was changed in 1983, states abstinence required is for those obligatory from 14 years old onwards. So no matter how old you are still called to abstinence on Fridays. 60, 70, 80, no meat on Fridays. And again, this isn't to punish us. This is to unite ourselves. We unite ourselves with other Catholic Christians all over the world who are making this sacrifice. This is so powerful. We are uniting ourselves with the Lord who suffered and died for us. He gave everything. He fasted for 40 days in the desert. And so we can fast these 2 days in the minimum on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday, but then also to abstain from meat, to give something up from the Lord for the Lord. Now, I don't want to get into it now, but we will in future Fast Friday lessons, as we have in the past. The rule of abstinence really goes throughout the whole year. Every Friday, we are called to a day of penance, not just during Lent, but through the entire year, and to abstain from meat on Fridays. Now, the bishops did say if you can't abstain from meat on Fridays, there are other ways of things we can abstain from, and we're going to cover that in one of our upcoming talks. But we hope that this has helped you. We hope it's cleared up any confusion that there might be out there of what we are required to do. Again, what we're required to do, what our obligation is, but then anything above and beyond that is fantastic. And so we hope that you have a blessed Fast Friday and a blessed Lent to prepare for Easter and Divine Mercy Sunday on that octave day. God bless you. This is Joan Maroney, your Mother of Mercy Messenger, signing off for today.